Hey, I'm Bells. Welcome to CKUT Picks. I'm going to show you what I've been listening to. Come on in.
A double Aquarius.
So, pick number one is New Moon by Elliott Smith. A dear friend of mine showed me this record in high school, and it was my first introduction to Elliott Smith or any of the kind of classic singer-songwriters from the 90s. I immediately fell in love with the layered vocals, which is something I'm very much influenced by. As someone who's not a trained singer or anything like that, I find it can be kind of a sneaky way to hide the little flubs in music. So much of his music sounds like demos. They sound quite unpolished, but also very, very beautiful and raw and meaningful at the same time. So I take a lot of influence from Elliott and this record in particular. Next pick is I actually don't know. Okay, Mummy Dust by Bruce Cockburn. I don't know this album specifically, but I love Bruce Cockburn's guitar playing. My dad is a big Bruce Cockburn fan, so we had his music playing all throughout my childhood, and I'm very influenced by the sounds that he is able to make with his guitar. Next pick is Aromanticism by Sumney. Moses is a genius. He is so brilliant in his compositions. His voice is insane. When I first moved to Montreal 3 and a bit years ago, I joined a queer choir, and our sort of mission, I guess, was to sing music that was by anyone except straight cis white dudes. So included in that was a cover of Quarrel by Moses Sumney, and it was a really, really fun song to sing. I think he's brilliant, and I'm very inspired by him. My next pick of tunes / records that mean a lot to me is Illinoise by Sufjan Stevens. I just released my first record, Good Grief, and there is a lot of lyrical and musical inspiration from Sufjan, from this record in particular. I think it's amazing that he is very genre fluid. You know, there's some songs on this album that are very sparse, just him and a guitar, and then there's some that are super epic and orchestral, and it's a concept record as well. Every song is about the state of Illinois. He meant to do a 52 states project and do a concept record about every state, and he only got to 2. Michigan and Illinois, but I still think that's pretty epic. And on this album, there's songs about John Gacy Jr., the serial killer, about a UFO sighting, about the Palisades, and I love a concept myself. My record also loosely follows a concept about grief, and there's a song on this album called The Predatory Wasp of the Palisades is Out to Get Us. Sufjan loves a long title, and it's a song about lost love, queer love, young love, which my record Good Grief is also very much about. So if you give my record a listen, you will see quite quickly the influence from this. And my last pick for records that are on the brain is Puberty 2 by Mitski. To be honest, I don't really know a lot about Mitski's discography. I think she's a really great songwriter, but the reason I picked this one in particular is because I, right now myself, am going through Puberty 2, and as I said, I love a concept, and my next project, which I'm already working on, is sort of about the documentation of my second puberty as a trans person. So perhaps I'll be spinning this a bit more as I get into the creative process. If you are curious to see how any of the albums that I've mentioned influence my music, feel free to check out my new record Good Grief on Spotify or Apple or anywhere that you find your music, and feel free also to head over to my Instagram to follow me and keep up with what I'm up to. Thanks.